After weeks of work, it's finally here. A 3D printed aircraft sitting right in front of me. But building it was only the beginning. The real test was getting it into the air. And somehow, it worked. But it didn't start here. It started here. I'm Han FPV. Over the years, I've built all kinds of flying machines, and I share the entire process here. Hopefully, my projects can inspire more people who love flying as much as I do. And today, we are building another one. For this aircraft, I chose ASA. It offers excellent strength and toughness, helping absorb motor vibrations. And compared with .PLA and PETG, it's also lighter. For a large VTOL aircraft, that's exactly what I need. Printing all the parts takes quite a long time. So while the printer is doing its job, we can get the rest of the aircraft ready. Motors, servos, ESCs, the radio, receiver, flight controller, GPS, and all the wiring. For this build, I'm using the Blueberry H743 flight controller. It has plenty of processing power and enough I/O for this complex VTOL setup, with multiple motors, servos, GPS, and sensors to manage. That's especially important. It's a great fit for this build. Next, I'll solder the power wires directly to the flight controller. Since we have 5 ESCs, there are quite a few wires to solder. If you're not confident with soldering, I'd recommend using a power distribution board. While the printer is still working, let's start with the electronics. First, I'll connect the GPS and receiver to the flight controller. Once everything is connected, we can start setting up the flight controller. I'm using ArduPilot as the brains of this aircraft. Setting up a QuadPlane in ArduPilot is actually quite simple. You just need to enable the VTOL functions and configure a few safety parameters. I'll make a separate video covering the full setup and tuning process. After 2 days of printing, all the parts are finally ready. I'll use carbon fiber rods to connect the wings, and secure them with glue. This keeps the wings strong and rigid while keeping the weight down. Next, I'll start assembling the fuselage. I'll connect the printed sections together and secure them with glue. Now I'll install the aileron servos. They'll control the ailerons for roll control. I'll glue the aileron servos directly to the wings. The tail servos are secured with screws. The tail is then secured to the fuselage and reinforced with carbon fiber rods. I'll bend a piece of wire into a Z-shaped linkage rod and connect it to the control surface. Now it's time to install the motors. I'm using 4 3215 700 kV motors for the VTOL system, paired with 11 by 4.5 two-blade propellers. The motor mounts are printed with heat-resistant ABS. The motors can get quite hot during flight, so ABS helps prevent the mounts from softening or deforming. I'll also add thread locker to the motor screws to keep them secure. For the rear propulsion motor, I'm using a 3515 400 kV motor with a 14 by 7 propeller. This combination provides good efficiency for the aircraft. I'll use heatset inserts together with glue to secure the rear motor. I don't think the inserts alone are enough to handle the motor's strong torque. The combination gives the mount some extra strength and security. I'll secure the motor to the carbon fiber rod with self-tapping screws to make sure it stays firmly in place. The motors are mounted with about 3 degrees of outward tilt to improve your control. Now I'll solder the ESCs. I'm using 65 amp ESCs for this build. I'll wire the ESCs in parallel, so I only need 2 power lines running into the fuselage. I'll use the battery to quickly check for any short circuits. For the rear motor, I'm using a 120 amp escape. With all the components connected, we are ready for the final assembly. Now I'll mount the VTOL arms onto the wings. Now I'm getting the wings ready to be mounted to the fuselage. Now I'll connect the signal wires to the flight controller outputs. Once the motor directions are correct, we can install the propellers and do a quick test. The power is impressive. Now let's test the VTOL mode. Nice. Now let's take it outside for a full test. First, we'll check its hovering stability. But before takeoff, we need to perform a mysterious little ritual, just spinning the aircraft around, which is actually calibrating the compass.
Okay, 起降.
The GPS position hold is incredibly stable for a 2.2-meter aircraft. This level of stability is impressive. Even in strong winds, it tilts into the wind and holds its position. Hovering is only the first test. The real test is still ahead. I'm keeping it in hover for a little longer because this test tells us a lot. It lets us check the escape load and how well the motors are matched to the aircraft. Once everything looks good and reliable, we can move on to the fixed-wing transition. Everything is ready. Now let's gain some altitude and switch to fixed-wing mode. Let's see how it performs. The transition was successful, and it was incredibly smooth. Now let's switch to the FPV view and see how it flies from the pilot's perspective. The aircraft feels very smooth and predictable in forward flight. The 2.2-meter wingspan gives it a really nice presence in the air. It carries speed well, and the aircraft feels very comfortable in the turns. After all the printing, assembly, and tuning, seeing it fly like this is incredibly satisfying. And this is exactly why I love building aircraft. If you've ever wanted to build your own aircraft, don't be afraid to give it a try. You don't need to get everything perfect on the first attempt. Start with something simple, learn from every mistake, and keep improving. There's nothing quite like seeing something you built with your own hands take to the sky. For me, building aircraft is more than just making something that flies. It's about trying new ideas, testing different designs, and seeing what actually works. That's what I want to share on this channel. Maybe one of these projects will give you an idea for your next build. Now let's activate Return to Launch and let the aircraft land automatically. It will fly back to the launch point, automatically switch to VTOL mode, and land by itself. It's already descending slowly for the landing. I'm Han FPV. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe.